Hello, 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 everyone. How you guys doing tonight? I just came in to do something for summer, as we do every year. Every year, we make sure that we come in and do a little something for summer and all the other missing kids, right? So that's what PG's doing here tonight. Tiger Mom, you are number one, girl, number one. Merry Christmas Eve, PG. Merry Christmas to you, girl. Merry Christmas to you. We are just a few hours away from Santa Claus showing up, right? Miss Justice, number two. Merry Christmas Eve, PG. Merry Christmas to you, girl. Merry Christmas. God bless. And Patty, number three, in here tonight. All right. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, girl. And kicking the bucket. I like that. Is number four. Merry Christmas, PG and all. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. God bless. Hey, Molly, how you doing, sweetie? Merry Christmas to all of y'all. Good to see you in here. So we got Tiger Mom 1, Miss Justice 2, Patty 3, and kicking the bucket number 4. Molly almost slid in there. Right? You know I love you, Molly. Absolutely. I give Molly all kinds of crap. Okay, country girl, how you doing tonight, sweetie? Our bucket list has holes. How you doing? Good to see everybody coming in. Janet, good to see you. Um, there's 1163. Merry Christmas. How you doing, sweetie? All right. Yeah. I did want to touch. I did want to touch on some things that um just don't sound right to me. You know, when Hawkins County was, keeping up with Summers' case and so forth. Hey Deb, good evening, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Hey, Justice, True Crime, how you doing, sweetie? Merry Christmas to you. Um, when oh, that's so sweet. Can't I love that avatar. I love that avatar. She said, Merry Christmas Eve to Molly. All right. Hey, crazy retired lady. Good to see you in here, sweetie. Merry Christmas, PG and chat. Good to see you all. God bless. God bless. Absolutely. But what I wanted to touch on is when Hawkins County was over Summers' case, okay, TBI, FBI, they were like, you know, like secondaries. But TBI took this case away from Ronnie Lawson and him, right? They took it away. And you know, Summers' case is now in the hands of TBI. So is Sebastian Rogers, right? Sebastian Rogers' case is in, you know, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation as well. TBI over all of Tennessee there. And but why? Like the FBI, for instance, the feds. Why did the feds put up a 50,000 reward for Sebastian? They didn't put up no 50,000 for Summer. Summer didn't get no 50 grand from the feds, right? They were in Summer's case too, but they wasn't putting no reward fund up, right? We the people, out here, everybody, in Summer's Army's the ones they came up with all of Summer's funding, right? Right here. Summer's $73,000. $73,000, folks, came from all we the people, right? Who cared? But they took it, right? They took it. They wanted to. They was on taking it the same day she got it. That's what it feels like. Now, how come that law enforcement, which is the FBI, puts up 50 grand for Sebastian? They didn't put up a dollar for Summer that I know of. That I know of, right? Why are these two cases being, I mean, they're in the same state. They're being overseen by the same people. So, why are they being treated so differently? That's my question. Why is Summer's case being treated so differently than Sebastian's? It's not right. I don't think it's right. Why does Sebastian get to keep his reward fund? Summer didn't, right? There's something wrong. There's something seriously wrong with this picture. And then Dog the Bounty Hunter, he was asked to come into Summer's case. And he said no, right? He said no. He didn't want to be in Summer's case. Well, Don and Candace didn't want him in it either, but he didn't want to be in it. But Sebastian, I mean, what I'm trying to say is when there was a sighting of Summer, right? Remember there's a sighting of Summer at some hotel, and we were calling up there. Everybody was checking. Dog the Bounty Hunter wasn't up there. He wasn't up there, to find out if it was Summer or not. But, he's at another place seeing if it's Sebastian. What difference is there between these two kids? That's what I want to know. What is the difference? Because I would think a 5-year-old needs a lot more help, right? A 5-year-old needs a lot more help. Sebastian was 14. He was 14. I mean, he could possibly, he's smart enough to get to a phone. He's smart enough to try to run. He's smart enough to, he's smart enough to find his way home if he needed to. He's smart enough to tell people his address, where he lives, what his name is, and all the things that need to be told, to authorities. Summer isn't. Summer ain't going to be able to do all of this. She's 5 years old. So what is the difference? I don't understand. I know when Summer came up missing, right? I know exactly when, Summer came up missing. Um we know when these kids all came up missing. We know when Sebastian Rogers came up missing. We know when Summer Wells came up missing. We know when Michael Vaughn came up missing. My question is, why is all the Michael Vaughn's got a reward fund right now, and law enforcement says that reward fund will stay in place until Michael's found, until Michael is found and brought home and justice gets served. So my question is, what's the difference between But I understand Michael because Michael's in another state. He's not in Tennessee. Sebastian Rogers is. That's my pet peeve. As why is Sebastian? They're both in the same state. Why is the two cases being treated so differently? Who's got control? Who's got control to get these cases treated so differently? That's what I want to know. Yeah, he would. He'd be 16. That's true. I don't know. I just know that these cases are treated so much differently. Sebastian, reward fund, 250 grand. Summer, only had 73,000, but they took it, right? Nobody wanted to give it up. Nobody wanted to give up her reward. If we all had our way, she still have that reward in place, right? But but the authorities were the ones wanting to take it. They were demanding to take it. They even took it to court to get it, right? They even went to court to get Summer's reward fund. Why ain't they going to court to get Sebastian's? Why ain't they taking it to court? That's what I want to know. I tell you, I don't think they're taking Sebastian's case to court to take the money due to the fact that, well, if you ask PG, I'll tell you the difference right here. That's the difference. You see that difference right there? Do you see this difference? Do you see Sebastian's parents sitting in a very expensive home in a very beautiful suburbs? And you see Don and Candace Wells sitting out in the fucking yard in front of a shack in the middle of nowhere, right? They don't live in no suburbs. And they're, and they ain't got, and look at them. They ain't all dressed up. They ain't welcoming the news station inside of a big fancy home. Don and Candace ain't two military people. And they ain't got, excellent work records, right? Making enough money and allocating it in the right areas, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's why Summer isn't getting, exactly, Chillbilly. Exactly. You're right. You're right. Um, Summer had, to have all of us put that reward money up for her to even have a reward because the feds weren't willing to give her 50 grand, was they? They didn't say we'll give her 50 grand. No, but they'll give Sebastian 50 grand. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Because it don't. It don't. I'm telling you. Um, where you come from, has all to do with how you're treated in this world. Where you come from, they're inflating. They're inflating Sebastian's case. Because he's a kid that came from a really, really, good community. And these people live in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $1 million homes. $500,000 to $1 million homes in there. And these people, paying taxes and they're paying HOA fees and they're paying a lot of stuff. And these people want to know that their community's safe. Now, we had a kid disappear in here, Mr. Law Enforcement, right? It wasn't in some back alley on Ben Hill Road. It was freaking in a prominent community where these people, They all keep their grass mowed. They all, keep their homes looking beautiful inside and out, right? They drive really nice cars. And they want to know what happened to this child, because is this community safe? Am I paying a bunch of money for a home in a community that ain't safe? Right? Am I paying high taxes and all this stuff for a community that ain't safe? Because the money I'm paying here, I could live somewhere else where kids don't disappear, right? I mean, now I got to walk to the bus with my kid every day. I can't, I got to watch them all the time now. I'm worried. I'm scared. It all depends on where you come from, right? How you wrap it. I'm going to tell you, money talks and the rest walks. As you can see, big difference between the Proudfoots and the Wells, right? Looky there. Beautiful art on the wall. Expensive shutters. You know how much it costs to put these shutters on your windows, people? Right? Yeah. I used to, back in my day, I used to work inside these homes, these new builds. I know how much it costs for doors. I know how much it costs just for the hardware to go on your kitchen cabinets, right? It's expensive. Absolutely. Merry Christmas. Big love from me. hey, Jane, how you doing? That is hilarious. Big love from me. That is super cute. Summer's case has been messed up from the start. Absolutely. Somebody knows the truth. Praying for Summer Moon Utah Wells and her brothers and Rose. Absolutely. Christmas, and if you see Santa, placing cold under your tree. Put a good word in for me. No reason we both should get cold. Right? I heard that, Deputy Sheriff. Don't worry. I done got word. I'm not even one of his elves done called me up and said, PG, you ain't even getting cold. Right? He ain't even gonna leave you one lump. You ain't getting nothing. That's what I heard. I ain't getting nothing for Christmas. Right. Santa and his elves are mad. Right. They have these nice things, and I have to put paper bags over my windows to keep the sun out. No, right? We have to buy curtains, right? We can't afford shutters. We got to buy curtains. But yeah, these homes right here, I can't say, they're like cracker boxes, right? They're cookie cutter, um, cracker box type homes. What I'm saying is they don't hold up. They don't hold up like, the new builds today, you know, they don't hold up on like, the homes did back in the day, back in history. Back in history, when they built a house, they really built a house, right? They used real wood, the real stuff to build them. The homes today, they're kind of, I mean, back in history, the kitchen would last for freaking eternity, right? I mean, a kitchen would be there for 100 years. Um, but the homes today, like, at least every I'd say 10 to 15 years, you got to redo your kitchen, right? You got to pull the cabinets out. You're constantly replacing and doing. Oh, wow. Seeking truth. I appreciate that. Merry Christmas to PA Santa. Look at that. I don't care if you bring me anything or not. I just got Christmas present. Super sticker. All right, girl. God bless her. I appreciate you supporting the channel. But yeah, you know, it is what it is, you guys. But the two cases are being treated very, very differently, right? Very differently. And it's not right. It's not right. You know, when you live in, depending on where you live, what you live in, how much you paying for it, so forth and so on. Oh yeah, I'm still in the 1960s, all brick. I'd rather it's paid. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Absolutely, absolutely, man. You can't beat a brick home, right? Brick houses are beautiful, beautiful. Very low maintenance, with a brick home. I mean, you might have to, you might at some point have to, get it, you know, the you might have to have it restruck outside, right? You'd have to have somebody come in and restrike the brick. But other than that, it's super low maintenance. You might have to get the brick cleaned, cleaned and restruck, but most of the time you don't even have to do that. Most of the time, like, I don't know what kind of mortar they used back then, but that stuff, 99% of the time, no, that mortar holds in there forever and a day. Today, you don't get a real brick home anymore. You get a brick facing, right? They give you a brick facing, but they ain't going to give you a real brick home. Yeah, that would take. That's a lot of money right there. You're looking at a ton of money to build a brick home this day and time. My house is going on 90, and the knees are. We ain't talking about that kind of house, to be sure. Oh my God. Deputy Research reminded me of a song, This Old House. I don't know if you guys have heard that song, This Old House. don't need no windows. This old house don't need no doors. Right? He remind me of that song. Make me laugh. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. All right. I mean, exactly, Molly. Exactly. They want you to pay the price for some it's gold overlay, right? It's overlaid gold. And they want you to pay the price you would for gold, right? The hell with that. That's crazy. I mean, who in the hell's gonna pay that kind of money for some freaking, you know, uh 99% metal, and a little dip in some gold, let it dry, 1%. Right? Yep, that's gold. Right? Um, that's why you use the little, that's why you check it. If somebody brings you some gold, you got to check it. You got to make sure it's real. Right. For 200 plus months. 200 plus a month. Hey, if you want to come up on panel seeking truth, you're always welcomed. I would like to come on panel. Hey, girl, you're always welcome. Always welcome here. Open panel here every night, even on Christmas Eve, right? Even on Christmas Eve. The thing is these two cases are treated differently, and I agree with Chillbilly. You know, I think Sebastian's case, is a way for a lot of people to promote things. Summer's case was getting promoted on YouTube. Summer's case was, um, getting funded by YouTube and all the people out here. Sebastian's case, because he comes from prominent, pretty wealthy people. I truly believe that he's being promoted by the FBI. He's being promoted by Hollywood, Dog the Bounty Hunter, right? Um, he's being promoted because you know he's got he's got everything they're looking for. He's got everything they're looking for. Poor little Summer. Poor little Summer. She don't have no money. She ain't got all the things. Hey, seeking truth. I'm bringing you up, hon. If you want close camera, close it. All right.
All right.
What's up, girl?
Hey, sweetheart. How are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm sorry. I got a little buzz. I had a couple brownies. I apologize.
I heard that, girl. what
I'm so sorry.
what
I'm
better
like,
things? What better
I
things?
just want to tell you, I think you're the best. I love you so much, babe. I
I
wrote it up.
love you guys too. You know it. All right.
Yeah, you're the best. And I gotta tell you something. I've been following you for a long time. But I had to change my names because these weirdos like try to come up here and how weird they are. I'm like, ew, get away from me. I can't stand weirdos.
I,
I'm
I,
sorry. I just got the balls to actually come up here because I was too afraid. But I'm like, I want to be PJ's the one coming up there all the time. I'm like, I want to be her assistant.
here you go, girl.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Well, I was trying to my husband and I watched, the thing on Dr. Phil, and I'm like, these people are like, ew, they're disgusting, right? And you know what's the funny part? Don Wells looked like my next door neighbor, which we can't stand. He's a weirdo.
Your next door neighbor. Really?
Yeah, he looks just like Don Wells. I'm like, ew. Disgusting. Hello. I'm sorry, honey, but I just want to say I love you and you're doing the best for Summer Wells.
Amen. We try. We try.
You're the best, babe. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm kind of silly right now. But I think you're the best. And guess what? When I hear you and you are laughing, I'm like, oh my God, I love her. Because you're so cool. I listen to you 24/7, But I work nights, so I don't catch you often, but guess what? I'm right there, listen to everything the next day.
Right?
I was like, you're the best, babe. I just had to tell you that.
I appreciate it. I really do.
Oh, I love you, PG. You're the best.
I love you too, girl.
All right, bye, babe.
Bye. I think she got into the eggnog, right? Exactly. That's exactly what happened. Oh, shoot. Sometimes that eggnog can be a powerful thing, right? But what better time? What better time than Christmas Eve to get into everything, right? Oh, God. Don't worry. Don't worry. PG, I knew I had to come in here tonight, or girl, I'd probably been looking like you too. Right? I might have been looking like that. I love her. I absolutely love her. She is funny. Um Aw, justice for you, Molly. Much love. Merry Christmas prayers. Um, I'm not saying I'm not well, I'm not saying that it's just their status. It's not just their status, but their status, put it this way. What I'm saying is their status is like is definitely like 95% of why his case is being treated so much differently than Summers. Now you can take that 5%. You can take that 5% because personally, um, Katie and Chris hasn't been pushing no more than Don and Candace is where Sebastian's case is concerned. At first, at the beginning, they weren't pushing no more than Don and Candace. Matter of fact, um, be honest with you, they wasn't really coming out as much as Don and Candace was. I mean, Don was out every night on shares and then after a while on other people's panels. And I mean, Chris and Katie really ain't, bringing Sebastian's case out here into the YouTube world. So, it's how much the parents are pushing. To be honest with you, I say that's about even. That's about even with the Wells and Katie and Chris. And now Seth has been pushing, but Seth had a reason to push, right? He has a reason to back all of this. Um, you know, and it's called self-gain. It's called self-gain. I mean, Seth got like right at the beginning, Seth got like 50 grand. And instead of putting it towards his son's reward fund, oh no, the FBI puts up his son's reward fund, but Seth gets, over 50 grand. And he says, I'm not putting it towards a reward fund, right? I'm not putting it. He didn't say he didn't want one. He said, I'm just not going to support one, right? For Sebastian. This is my money. People give it to me. And it's mine to keep. And he did. I mean, he gave some woman $15,000 because she was behind on her something to do with her house, right? He gives some strange lady $15,000, but he don't put $15,000 towards his son's reward fund. So you tell me how much he's pushing, right? It seems to me like he's pushing for himself. That's my opinion. And I'm allowed to have that. I'm allowed to call out what I see, what I'm seeing. Seth I know Seth is a hero to a lot of people, right? I know he's like a hero to a lot of people, but he's not one to me. He's not one to me. You know, I call it like I see it. You know, this is a dad that got a whole lot of money, still is, and you know, he's not putting it towards his son. Matter of fact, I heard that somebody said he's mishandling funds now. I don't know how true that is because I don't overly cover Sebastian's case, right? But I'm going to start. Because I think somebody needs to call out the truth, right? I think someone needs to call the truth out for this 15-year-old child that came up missing. Now, I don't know if Katie and Chris had anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance or not. Seth came out and Seth said, a few things that disturbed me. One, Seth said that, his son would go into bathrooms because he went into the bathroom with him and he thought it was funny. He said, my son would go into bathrooms and he'd say, hey, you show me yours, I'll show you mine. And then Seth laughed about it. Well, I didn't think that was funny. I thought that was dangerous. I thought that was a really, I don't find that shit funny at all. What I find it is dangerous, and what I find even, more disturbing is this, this ain't some guy standing in a bathroom hearing some kid come in and say this. This is actually this child's own biological dad, who, I would suspect would have immediately not found it funny, would have seen it for the danger it was, and would have told his son, don't ever freaking do that, ever do that again. Don't you ever do it. I won't even take you. I will not allow you to use a public restroom, if you're that irresponsible. Because you walk in a bathroom like that and you say something like that, you could put yourself in harm's way, right? You could really end up getting hurt saying these kind of things. Do not do this again. Do you understand me? I didn't find it funny at all, but this man did, so, I mean, it makes, what I'm saying is, I don't know if his mentality level is that fucking low, and I'm talking about Seth. I don't know if his mentality level is that low, or if he just really didn't care about his son. I don't know. Something ain't right there, right? I mean, when you act the way he did about it, that was just weird. Something's off there. As a parent, something's off there. And then I also heard that, Seth gave Sebastian a burner phone that nobody can find. No one can find this burner phone. I thought the only phone Sebastian had was on the kitchen counter at his mother's house. But now I learned that there's a burner phone that Seth gave Sebastian that is missing. And that tells me Sebastian could have been keeping contact with somebody on that particular phone, and that somebody could have been the one that took him away that night, right? And that somebody could have been the one that up and took this child. I mean, I don't think Seth was doing what was good for his son. And I also heard that Seth said, that he wasn't taking Sebastian, because he's supposed to took him like a year before he disappeared. He was supposed to take him. And Seth said that he didn't take him because, he was going to let Sebastian work things out. But from what I understand, that Katie and Chris were the ones that told Seth, you need to get yourself in check. You need to get yourself in order before you can take Sebastian. We don't mind you keeping Sebastian, but you need to get a job. You need to straighten up. You need to, you can't take him if you ain't going to be able to, if you ain't situated to handle it. You got to be able to take care of yourself before you can take care of Sebastian, right? And that's what Seth supposedly was in the middle of. I also learned another thing, that Sebastian came up missing actually on the same date, the same date that Katie filed for divorce. I also heard that Seth made mention that, that there was two times that Katie really messed him up. And one was when she filed for the divorce, and two is when his son came up missing. Now, isn't it a coincidence that Sebastian comes up missing on the very day that Katie filed for divorce? On the same date, different year, but same exact date. Did anybody really think about that? I mean, could it be a you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you type thing? I don't know. Seth has not been cleared. I haven't heard no law enforcement come out and say, Seth Rogers was definitely at work. He definitely had nothing to do with his son's disappearance. I heard nobody saying that. Did you? I am happy that this is being discussed. Crime, lines, and lies. How you doing, sweetie? But yes, I I don't understand. I don't understand how people can rally behind someone that one didn't put a reward fund up for their own child when he had the money to do so. He had the money coming in to do so, but he didn't. I don't understand. He didn't even split it 50-50. He didn't say, okay, I got $50,000. I'm going to put 25 up for my son's reward fund, and I'm going to use 25 to, to look for him, to search for him, to, do what I need to do for him. I'm going to take the other 25 and I'm going to use it, over the next 3-4 weeks, however long it lasts, is to be able to, focus 150% on finding my child that's missing. No, he didn't say that, I'll 50-50 it. No, he said, I want it all. I'll give some woman 15 grand of it, but not my son's reward fund. Okay. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know what he is in the eyes of everyone else, but he's a real piece of garbage in mine. That's my opinion. Just saying. I personally just don't care for this guy. I don't care for him. I don't like the way he's puffed up. I don't like the way that, he acts like he's a some fucking body, right? I don't like the way he's acting when he done nothing for his son. I don't like the way he's acting when it was his weekend and he didn't even pick his son up. I don't like the way he's acting when, Chris and Katie had all the responsibility and he wasn't stepping up and taking any other than what it seems like he was pushed into doing, right? And then now he's out there, acting like the world's best fucking dad And we all know he wasn't. He wasn't the best, he wasn't the world's best husband, or Katie'd still be with him. And he ain't the world's best dad either, because his son was crying out for help and he didn't give him any. He told his son, oh, well, you need, okay. Sebastian tells his dad that he don't like it at Katie and Chris's house. Well, you got to suck it up. I don't like Chris, Dad. Chris is mean to me, and and abusing me, and I called CPS on him, on his abusing me, right? Well, suck it to hell up and go back, because I ain't got time for you. Right? When I'm supposed to be there to pick you up and get you out of this, I'm not even there because I don't care. Just saying. I'm just saying. I think that, I think this is all glory for Seth, none for Sebastian. I think it's all self-gain for Seth, not Sebastian. Sebastian didn't gain $1 of that reward, of that money Seth got for his reward fund. He didn't gain one fucking dollar of it. Seth gained it all. Right? Sebastian didn't, Sebastian did not gain anything. He hasn't gained anything out here. With Seth running his mouth on Katie and running his mouth on Chris and everybody else and anybody else. That's just taking the focus off Sebastian and finding Sebastian. So Sebastian really isn't getting the, the spotlight of everything. Seth is too busy. He's more acting like he's running a man cave. He's like, more like running a man cave out here and getting paid to do it. Hey, let me get with Dog the Bounty Hunter and all these friends I've made, and all of us, boys get together and chit chat and we'll use my son as the topic, but really it's about all of us just, bonding together and having a good time and talking about stuff and, and having a real shit show. How is this helping Sebastian? Somebody tell me, enlighten me. Because I really need to be enlightened on all of this. Right. Your son's missing and and you're downstairs is standing up. Come on. I would think that, something is as severe as your child missing, it would be, it would be like an ice bath, not even a cold shower, but an ice bath. I don't know. Maybe he's one of those people that it sticks up when the freaking cold wind blows. I don't know. All I know is, he gave some obviously some hot ass woman $15,000 and didn't put a nickel toward his son's reward fund. If that doesn't show you the character of this man, nothing will, right? Nothing will. And I don't, like I said, I don't care. I'm not even here. I'm not here to kiss ass or make friends. That's the last thing. I don't kiss no fucking ass. Let me tell you that right now. My daddy didn't raise no ass kisser. And I ain't about to become one. I'm going to tell you what. Click, likes, views. I don't give a freaking damn. You guys know I don't. What I care about is these missing children. And I know there's a 15-year-old little boy that needs to be found. And I know that, we got this hound dog out here doing, gaining everything and doing nothing, right? And that's what exactly, I'm going to call it like I see it. Because Seth has gained, he has done nothing but gained, and he has done nothing. Nothing. Where's Sebastian? Where's Sebastian? Oh, he's still missing, right? He's still missing. So what all this money that Steph's getting, how is it bringing Sebastian home? It's not. It's not bringing his son home. It's just making him want to talk more so he can get more. And this what I'm going to tell you what upsets me. It's the people out here letting parents use their missing children as a cash cow. I'm going to tell you, you want to have disrespect for Katie and Chris? Well, at least they're not using their son as a cash cow. There you go. They're not using their boy as a cash cow. And I have more damn respect for that than I do for Seth. Just saying. Just saying. And I'll tell you another thing about Katie and Chris. They didn't know about that burner phone. They didn't know that Seth had gave that boy a burner phone. They had no idea. And anyone could have told him to run outside. Just come run out here and see me for a minute. And I got a game I'll give you, or I got a new controller I can give you. And he could have ran out there, and that's why he's gone. See, we didn't know about that extra phone, and no one can find it. No one can find it, so that means that it's still with Sebastian. That burner phone is with him, and possibly whoever took him, well, they got the burner phone, right? They got the phone. Absolutely. Dog the Bounty Hunter jumped into, I don't know Dog the Bounty Hunter's reasoning for getting in Sebastian's case, but I found it odd that he just had a book come out, right? He just had a book come out. It sounds a little bit like promoting the book, right? I mean, he didn't do shit for Summer. He didn't do a damn thing for Summer. He's offering $200,000 for Sebastian, right? I that's what I'm hearing. That he's offering up, but I'm also hearing that, he's in a lot of financial debt right now too, right? And he needs to sell this book. I mean, he's needing to get out of debt. I don't know how he's going to pay a reward of $200,000 when, when he's in a bunch of debt. I don't know, from what I hear. Allegedly he's in a lot of debt, right? So I don't know, you guys. I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm just calling it the way I see it. And that's it. And that's the way I'm going to call it. But, for the other creators covering Sebastian's case, PG, it will be getting into it. PG will be, I will be stopping people going around a mulberry bush. And I will be calling out the truth, because the truth is the only thing's going to find this little boy, just like Summer. The only thing's going to find him, bring him home, and get justice for him. The rest is bullshit, and it won't be tolerated. It will not be tolerated. Trust and believe me, it will not be tolerated. And the difference, the difference between me and the other people, the other people out there is, I don't do this. I don't do this for anything other than these children. I do it for nothing but the children. this channel, this mother freaking channel, I'm going to tell you, this channel's so motherfucking broke, it hurts, right? It hurts. We don't really get anything here. God, I think God gives us enough to keep it going, and that's all we care about. And thank God for that. Thank God for that. But I call it like I see it. And I'm going to tell you what, we don't care. Personally, PG does not care any way, form, or how. I just don't. I don't. You know, all I got to say is haters, come on, right? We've dealt with them before. We've dealt with them before. We can deal with them again. It don't matter. Sebastian needs the truth on the table. He needs the real truth put on this table in order to figure out what truly happened to him. And I'm not going to go around calling his mother KK. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot that went on. There's a lot that went on in the background that you guys don't know about with this mother. A whole lot went on in the background with this mother. Let me ask you a question. I like to ask you guys a question. If you, here's the thing. If you were inside of a mall, if you was inside of a mall and all of a sudden you heard, you know, some real ruckus going on and something going down and people's running. I want to ask you something. Would you stand there or would you run too? Put a 1 in the chat if you would run too. Would you run too? If there was something really bad going down, would you run? That's what I'm asking you. Yes, I appreciate that, second to none. Yes, you would. You would run. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Something really bad. You're not going to stand around. You are not going to stand around if you're hearing pow, 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 and people's flying out the doors. I'm going to tell you now, there ain't no effing body going to stand around. You're going to get your ass moving. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. It's going to be feet don't fail me now. Right? The only way you ain't going to be flying in the same direction as everyone else and praying that you make it out is if you couldn't run. Right? But that even at that point, you're going to crawl under something and pray like hell that the police find you, not somebody else. Right? That's just the way it is. It's called, fright and flight. It's just the way it is. And I'm going to tell you, something really bad went down in this woman's home. Does people really expect her to stay there? Does people really expect her, to stay there? Because I'm going to tell you, if somebody was corresponding with her son on that burner phone that actually came to their home, knows their address, came to their home, and the boy ran out there and got taken away, what keeps this person from coming back? What keeps them from coming back? Nobody wants to be a sitting duck when something bad is going on or done happened. Nobody. That's just the way it is. I want to also ask you another question. Have you ever lost someone you truly love? Have you ever lost a parent or a grandparent or a child? Have you ever lost someone you love and you just cannot stand to be in a house where they was all the time, but now they're not? Or a room where they was and now they're not? You get no comfort from being there. You just get overwhelmed with tears and crying, and you just can't bring yourself to be in there. Is Katie any different than us? Is Katie any different than we are? Why would she want to be in a big house with, where she sees her son all the time, running around He's bedroom. He's, where her, all of her thoughts is him. Everywhere she looks is him. How can she stay there? How can she deal with that? How can she deal with sitting there, used to him being, her companion when no one else is there? And now she's sitting alone. And she wants to hear his voice, but she can't. She wants him there, but he isn't. Do you know how hard that is for her? Yeah, just like it would be for us. Just like it would be for us. I think, we got it. We can't just say, oh, you don't like being there, so you probably this and probably that. There's a lot about this case we did not know before now. I mean, I had no idea that the child had a burner phone. I had no idea he had outside communication because of Seth. Everything seems to be back on Seth. Seth's the one thought it was funny that he walks in bathrooms. I heard that, I don't know how true it is, but I heard that Bullhorn Betty came out today on Christmas Eve and tells everybody that Sebastian supposedly wanted to do bad things with his own mom. Could you put a 1 in the chat if that's true? Because I didn't even bother to fucking watch it. Right? I didn't watch it. I didn't bother to watch it. I don't know if anybody else bothered to watch it or not. She was suggesting, okay. So she was suggesting it, right? Yes, it's true. It's true. Okay, everybody's saying yes, it's true. Who does that? Who does that? Did she got proof? Did she show proof behind that? Put a 2 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat if she showed proof. Did she show you proof? Did she show you a statement? Did she show you a statement that Katie made saying this kind of stuff? Did she show you something, did she show any proof? Did she show any pictures? Did she show anything that proves her statement? No. She showed no proof, right? No proof. What she just put a stigma on a 15-year-old boy that is special needs. She puts a stigma on him that he was weird with his own mother, right? That he was going around being weird with his own mom. Wanting to, wanting mommy to be his girlfriend, right? What the fuck? Who does that? Who does that? Right? No proof at all. No proof at all. Yeah. No proof at all. Yeah. Not at all. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that burner phone is very important, info. It sure is. Because, Seth gives his son a burner phone and his son's running around with it, and he don't tell Katie and them that he's allowing Sebastian to hide up a phone, to communicate with weirdos. And did he bother to tell Katie that our son's going in bathrooms saying, you show me yours, I'll show you mine? And let us remember that the person who violated Sebastian was another boy, right? Another male. And Sebastian was going in bathrooms. He wasn't telling girls, if you show me yours, I'll show you mine. He was going in men's restrooms saying this to men, right? It sounds to me like I don't think Sebastian. It sounds, just this is just my opinion. I don't think Sebastian would be interested in his mommy, from what I'm understanding here. I don't think he cared about mommy. Okay? If you ask me, not any other female, period. Just saying, you know, Sebastian seemed to prefer men, right? Just saying. He was telling men, I'll show you mine. You show me yours. This tells me that, see, this is where it gets really dangerous. This is where it gets really dangerous because more than likely that's who he was communicating with on that burner phone, was a man, not a woman. Just saying, just saying. And I think I think it's very, very disturbing that Borehorn Betty would put that kind of stigma on a 15-year-old child with his own mother, right? It's bad enough that you put that kind of stigma with like, an outsider that possibly, we have knowledge that the boy had contact with. But his own mother inside the house, that's sick. That's sick. I do not believe Katie would have anything to do with her own son, and I don't think her son would have been trying to do anything with his mom. I don't see that. And I think if you're going to make that kind of statement, you really need to back it the fuck up, right? I was able to back up the statement I made, right? When I said, I think he prefers men. I was able to back it up because he was going into the men's restroom saying, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. I was able to back that up because it was a male who, violated him. Right? Just saying. And it was a male that violated him, and it seems like it was males in the bathrooms that he was interested in seeing, as Seth said. And this came out of his daddy's mouth, not mine. This all came out of his daddy's mouth, not PG's. Just, I'm just saying, it came out of daddy's mouth. So, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, Seeking Truth, I appreciate that. Got me a Christmas present, Santa. All right. I'm gonna have to snapshot all of these presents I'm getting tonight, and make sure I hang them on my stocking so Santa can see I did get something. Right? I did get something. Even if he ain't gonna leave me a lump of coal. Yeah. I heard he wasn't even going to leave me the crumbs from the cookies. Right? Man, I'm gonna tell you, Santa's mean. He mean. I've been thinking about, I've been thinking about lighting up my fireplace and bolting all my doors. All right. See how Santa likes being locked out. But I don't think my kids would like that. They might get a little upset because they're probably going to get something. Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you. It's, it gets heavy out here with these missing kids. It gets real heavy in these YouTube streets because, these people just, I don't know. I don't even know what makes these people You got some real mother freaking nut jobs out here, right? You got some nut jobs out here. Just saying, some real fucking nut jobs trying to talk about children's cases, and it's like, what the hell? I mean, they do more damage to the case than they do good for it, right? I don't understand it. I have no idea. Just the things, just the things I've been hearing sickens me. It sickens me to my stomach. This is America, man, and I don't give a damn. There is, there is a lot of people that gave their lives for our freedom to speech, our freedom to bear arms, our freedom in this country. And I'm not going to have mine. I'm not going to have mine censored. I ain't going to allow it. Over here, it's not getting censored. I do not care. You know, um, just ain't. And I'm going to tell you, these people can't deal with the truth. That's their problem. That's their problem. They can't deal with the freaking truth. So be it. I don't really give a damn. But the truth is, I don't understand why people, want to keep supporting this this dad that ain't given to his son's reward fund. This dad that's allocating his money places, that would have been better allocated towards his son. It sounds to me like you're getting gaslighted. It sounds to me like, you're getting gaslighted by this dad that claims, he gives a fuck so much. And everything just seems to be self-gain, self attention for him, self-gain for him, everything for him. It's just, it's not, it's just not right. And, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, about a situation like this. Like I said, I don't overly cover Sebastian's case. I started at the beginning. I should have kept on it, but I didn't, I didn't, because I let Justin have it and I stayed with Summer. And I should have covered both. And I didn't. And I'm sorry I didn't, because, I just think that Sebastian, I just feel that the truth would have been more out here had we covered it. I feel that, I feel that this little boy would have stayed in the light. I feel that, we would have kept him in the light here and, really, really done what was righteous for him, and getting the truth about all of these things. Because we really do our research. We really do. When we take a kid's case, we really make sure, we back it up, right? We back it up right out of the horse's mouth. And when we say something, we got damn good reason to be saying it. And, these people are saying stuff and they can't back it up. They can't show proof to what they're saying. They're just making shit up. They're just making shit up as they go. Let's make the other side look really, really bad, so we can get more support on this side, right? More self-gain, more attention, more of what Seth wants, right? Well, why didn't Seth want to watch his son? Why didn't he want to save his son from all the terrible things he says his son was going through? Why didn't he want to save him? Why didn't he want to do all the things he should have been doing for him? Did anybody ask Seth that? Does anybody ask him? Does anybody got enough ass to say, hey, Seth, how come you didn't pick your son up that weekend when you supposed to? How come that really what didn't seem hardly at all, the whole fucking year? How come that he was always on Katie and Chris and not ever really on you? How come he was able to tell you, all of these things, confide in you about all of this abuse you're talking about, but you done nothing. You tell him he had to suck it up. He had to go back to it. He had to put up with it. When you saw your son go in a bathroom and say these horrible things, why didn't you tell him this is dangerous? Why didn't you, step aside and, give him the talk about stranger danger, right? Why would you put a phone a burner phone in the hands of a child that should not have one without consulting his other parents if it's okay or not? Right? Why are you not doing what a real parent should be doing? Why was you not putting no money towards your son's reward fund? Why did you feel all greedy and even have the audacity to come out and say, that's mine and I'm keeping it? Why would you give, some hot ass woman $15,000 but not put it towards your son's reward fund? Why is everybody afraid to speak up to Seth? Who the fuck is Seth? He's a nobody. He was a nobody before his son came up missing, and he's a nobody now. What part of that does people not understand? He's nobody. He might be trying to act like he's somebody, but he's still nobody. Right? Why is people afraid of him? I don't even know. I don't even like the guy. I don't like him. That's my right. I don't like him. If you ask me, he's a mother freaking gigolo. He don't like to work. He don't like to make his own. And now he's making it off of his son. He's doing what he loves to do. Sit on that ass and get everything for nothing. Like he did during his freaking marriage with Katie. He wants to stay at home, be Mr. Mom. She can go to work. Right? He don't like the fucking word job. He don't like to hear the letters J-O-B. Right? I mean, Katie's still working and Chris is working. They got a child to find too, but they're still working. They ain't asking for everybody to give them a handout so they can sit on their backside and talk a bunch of crap like they're going to find something that everybody knows if law enforcement can't find it, they sure the hell ain't. Right? Just the way it is, you guys. It's just the way it is. Katie and Chris isn't using Sebastian as an excuse not to work. That's all I'm saying. But Seth is, if you ask me. Right? And I heard he's going for disability too. How quaint that is, right? How quaint that is. Absolutely. I'm just telling y'all, with just what I've been hearing, just what I've got updated on today. Just what I got updated on today has really opened my eyes. And to be honest with you, it's really pissed me off. It's really pissed me off that, I knew somewhat because I keep up with Sebastian's case, not like I do a case I'm covering, but I keep up with, and I knew a lot of these things, and I've always thought, I called it from day one, that this guy is, using his son as a cash cow for himself. I called it out when he didn't put $1 up for a reward fund and he was getting all that monies. I called it out then. It's, go back. You'll see I called it out. And I'm saying the same thing now. That's why I didn't ever like the guy. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you really, truly love your child, if you really, truly loved your child, right? I'm going to tell you something, you guys. I know what love is. Because the good Lord above has blessed me with having a heart. He's actually blessed me with knowing how to truly care about humans. Not just my own, but everyone. Right? I feel compassion for everybody. I have mercy upon all people. Trust me. And I feel blessed because I know a lot of people don't. They don't have it. They don't know what is truly like to care for other people. They can only care for themselves. And I thank God I am not like that. So I know what it is. I know what it is to love hard. To really care about people. And I'm going to tell you something. This guy, this is his biological son. His biological son. Let me tell you right now, I will walk through hell, and I will walk through hell over hot coals for my child. You bet your fucking ass on that. And I tell you what, I'm not going to quit my damn job. I'm not going to quit my job. And I'm not going to, and I sure in the hell not going to keep all of this money. Man, if people gave me, they said, hey, you can sit down for a while and we're going to give you a bunch of money and, so you can focus on other things besides working, I would, what? I'd say, no. I appreciate all your money, but please, let's put it into a reward fund. $50,000 came in. I want that money in a reward fund because I know people talk. When there's a big fat reward, if someone has any information, their asses are going to come running and tell. And that reward fund does solve crimes. Whether people believe it or not, people love to get that reward money. I mean, they call in tips that will actually find someone so they can collect that money. Who doesn't want $50,000? Who doesn't want $100,000? These people want it, and if anybody's got any information, they're going to give it up for that kind of money. Trust me. And that's why you want that reward fund there. You want that safety net. Because if there is someone knows something, you want it told. You want them to have, you want an initiative for them to come forth and tell what they know. Just saying. And this is his own kid, and he's like, nah, I'm not putting up $1. This is my money. Right? I can give it to some hot ass woman, but I'm not going to give it for my son. I can go spend it on, yeah. Wow. Steph is Val. Him and Taco were pretending to, oh wow, on Brittany J's panel. Yeah. And that's a mother freaking bleeding heart dad for his son, right? That's a bleeding heart dad for his son. Okay, come on. Hell no. Hell to the no. I'm going to tell you something. I just call it like I see it. And this guy ain't out for nothing but attention and the almighty dollar. And he's getting both and plenty of it. And his son, well, his son ain't really getting anything, is he? His son isn't getting found. his son isn't getting his, getting his picture up I mean, I went to Seth's channel and all I seen was big old ass Seth. I didn't see, I didn't see Sebastian plastered up there. I didn't see his, his flyers plastered up there. I didn't see any content whatsoever about his son. Did you? I didn't. I got more content right here about his son than he had, right? He was there to talk crap and collect all that cash to flow through. Oh yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Is there any more? If I wait around, can I get more? Yeah. If they wasn't all that cash flowing through, his ass wouldn't be up there talking crap. Right? He wouldn't be there. Trust and believe me. He wouldn't be there. Right there. Right there's his son. That's another problem I got. How come video footage has been released by law enforcement on Sebastian, right? It's been released so we can see who's all around here, who's, staring at him. We're able to do some surveillance here, right? We've got footage from the restaurant that's been released. How come nothing's been released on Summer? How come nothing's been released of Summer going through Walgreens or Sonic's or at the grocery store? How come we ain't seen a damn lick of footage on Summer? How come law enforcement has not released anything when it comes to Summer? It seems like they didn't want to do anything with her case but shut it down. Take the reward fund, don't show anything, anything that might show something, take it into evidence like Hunter's phone and hide it, right? Anything that might get into the hands of the people who might start asking questions, let's take it and hide it. I don't know. I just find something fishy, very damn fishy about Summer's case, if you ask me. Always have, always will. I think her case is a rabbit hole that's a lot damn deeper and darker than we believe. Just saying. Just saying. And I'm going to tell you, Seth is not going to solve his son's case. Dog the Bounty Hunter is not going to solve his son's case. Trust and believe me. They're not going to solve Sebastian's case. The only one that's going to be able to solve Sebastian's case is God Almighty and law enforcement, and that's it. The rest of it is nothing but show. It's nothing but show. That's all I got to say. It's nothing but, get people to come running. Get them to come, and now they're making stuff up. They ain't got nothing, they ain't got nothing new. They ain't got nothing different. Now it's just, let's talk about Katie and them. Let's call her KK. Let's, make everybody dislike Katie and Chris. Let's, but Seth don't want to talk about, I gave my son a burner phone. No, his mom and them didn't know it. No, we can't find it. Right? Yeah, he probably could have been corresponding with some weirdo that came out of one of the bathrooms. And, yeah. Shouldn't have done that because it could be why my son's missing now. Right? Could be all my fault handing him up a phone that he shouldn't have had. Could be all my fault that I let him take it from my house instead of making sure it was there when I took him home. Right? Might be all my fault because I want to be the fucking cool parent. Right? I want to be the cool parent instead of the real parent for the safety of my child. He don't want to talk about that, right? He just wants to act like it's all Katie's fault. It's all Chris's fault. It's everybody's fault but Seth's. Nothing is his fault. He's the fucking hero. Well, I'm going to tell you something. How do you know he didn't let, how do we know that he didn't let Sebastian keep that phone so, so he could contact him? How do we know? I mean, just because he's at work, you know, Andrew Hart was all the way in New York City, but he had bikers down in Tennessee getting ready to pick up Hunter. He had bikers getting ready to pick up Hunter. And if Hunter would have been stupid enough to go, Hunter would have been sitting in New York City instead of Tennessee, right? Hunter would have been New York City and not in Tennessee when Summer went missing. So how do we know that somebody else didn't come pick him up? I mean, Seth has not been cleared. He hasn't been cleared. I also heard that all the electronics they took from Katie and Chris have been returned, but not the ones they took from Seth. They haven't gave back Seth his stuff. So you tell me. I don't know. These are allegedly, these are things I'm hearing. They're alleged. Like I said, I'm not 100, I'm not 150 on this one because I haven't really, got it down and and done the research and all the things that this case really needs to be done with it. It's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard. I mean, what I'm saying is I'm going to have to put a hell of a lot of work in this case because I haven't been, you know, keeping up to speed with it from day one. If I'd have been on it from day one, oh, I could have told you everything, and I could have told you, this is facts. This is allegedly, this is facts. But I can't do that because, for me, a lot of this is I have to say, well, allegedly, or, in my opinion, because I ain't been on top of it. But you know what? We're going to get there. Oh, yeah. After Christmas, I am going to definitely, and I will play it out of the horse's mouth. When I tell you guys something, oh, let me tell you something. I'll show you proof. I'll show you proof just like I showed you proof tonight, right? Boom. Right there. FBI gives 50,000 dog to bounty hunters, offering up 2,000 allegedly. That's what I'm hearing, but I'm bringing the proof. Boom. Summerwell, 73,000. They took it. It's proof. Dogs all over Sebastian's case. Boom. There's proof. I can bring you the proof on, law enforcement's letting out stuff on Sebastian. They ain't letting nothing out on Summer. I can't show you anything on Summer other than the video Candace took. And she let it out, not law enforcement. But they let out this. When we talk, we show proof. Don't go saying that a little boy wants something to do with his mom that's nasty and not have proof to back it. Because we don't go along with that shit. You need to explain where you got that from, right? I said, there's a big difference between Don Wells and Sebastian's family, right? And there is. Boom. I brought you the proof. Beautiful home, beautiful community. Mother freaking crap hole. A freaking crap hole. I don't say nothing I cannot back. I don't say anything I can't back. And I will be going back. I will be, I can absolutely back about Seth saying he wasn't I mean, we all heard it, right? I believe I got the recording. I believe I got the recording where he said, you know, he ain't giving his money for his son's reward fund. I actually believe I do have that clip because I was actually at the beginning I was covering Sebastian's case too at first, and I have that mother freaking clip right out of the horse's mouth, right? So I can say, hey, that ain't allegedly, that's a fact. He came out for a fact and mother freaking said that, right? He came out for a fact and said his son went in bathrooms and he laughed about it, thought it was funny. You know, that's fact. I don't know what he did on Brittany J's. I didn't see that. I can't say it's a fact. I can say allegedly he did it. But I will go. If the video's still there, I will make sure that I go to see. And if it's a fact, it's there. I will get it. I will clip it and I call it out to be a fact. As a fact. Right? If someone else has got it, send it to me. Send it to me. And if I see it for my own eyes, you bet your ass I will pull it up here. I will put it in content, pull it up here and say, this is fact. And that's what Sebastian needs. If you want to find a boy, you got to find the truth. And to find the truth, you got to find all the facts. You got to really listen to these people. You know, not hear them. You got to listen to them. You got to actually know, you know, what they're saying. Get it down, analyze it. Look at their body language. I don't think it'd be hard. You know, to understand if Katie and Chris had anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance. But I also don't think it'd be hard to figure out if Seth did as well. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that hard to figure out if this was a stranger, right? Like nobody knows who. Or if it was the burner phone was a really bad thing because now the burner phone is with possibly whoever did this. Sebastian's with them, and the one damn thing that could have told the whole story, the whole truth about this, is in the hands of possibly the predator that has him. Right? That's why he didn't need to take the other phone. He had the burner one that mommy and dad and stepdaddy didn't know about. Right? And he was possibly communicating with someone very evil that has let him out in a way. And that's the problem with teenagers. That's the problem. That's the problem with letting your children have electronic devices. You know, you want to trust them, but you can't. You can't. You think you know your kids. You don't. You don't. You know, I don't give my kids the alarm code. I don't give them the alarm code to the home. My kids don't have the code to my house. Why? Because I don't want some little friend coming in with them that I didn't know about that they bring home, right? And they push the buttons in front of. Now somebody else has got your code. But most of all, I don't want my teenager opening a door or a window without me knowing it at night. If they have the code, they could turn it off. I'm asleep. I might not hear anything. And, you know, They're out the door. You don't know where they've been. They might make it back. They might not. Open my mother freaking door or window, and I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be bad. It's going to be all bad. I'm going to tell you, my shit goes off like crazy. And I tell you what, I'm PG like a firefighter coming up out of that bed, right? I'm like a firefighter, dude. I'm right on it. I'm like, oh hell no. Don't come around my house. Last house you want to come around. My kids know better. You better not. You better not get near a door or window. You ain't gonna have no codes. If I had a child like Sebastian, it definitely would not have alarm codes. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And and the systems are so good now. I'll tell you how good the systems are. The systems are so good now that you can actually have one code that, one system that um the child can use, right? The code that the child can use. Like if it has to come in after school by itself and wait for you to get home or whatever reasons, there's a code that that the child can use. And then you can also have a a different for nighttime where they they don't know the code. Their code won't, what I'm saying is their code won't work. Their code will not work. You know, and for a kid like Sebastian, that might have been the systems that that Katie works for alarm system. She knows all of this, and that's what she should have had in her house. To keep her son safe because he's capable of doing anything. I heard a neighbor. I don't know if you guys heard this or not, but I heard a neighbor on seeing Sebastian on the ring. They came out to see what he was doing. He's laying underneath their vehicle. He's underneath their vehicle, just laying there. He's not hurting their car, doing anything to their vehicle. He's just laying underneath it. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard that. He's just laying underneath the people's vehicle on their driveway. Yeah. You got to, if you have a child that goes to a neighbor's house, lays down and gets underneath their vehicle, I think, that child really needs a babysitter, right? I mean, if I had a child that, supposed to come home, go in the house, stay there till I get home with the doors locked, and I get a phone call, hey, your son, isn't in the house with the doors locked doing what he's supposed to. He's actually at our house. We seen him on the ring and he's laying underneath our vehicle. We go out to ask him what he's doing. He takes off running, away, and he's home alone. I think that kid needs a caretaker. I think someone should have been, he shouldn't have been going home alone. He should have, what I'm saying is he should have been in the care of someone till Katie could pick him up, like a daycare. He shouldn't have been allowed to go. He shouldn't have ever been allowed to be alone, to be honest with you. PG, I think Chris Proudfoot was abusing him during that time. I don't know. Why would he go? I mean, nobody's home. Chris Proudfoot ain't home to abuse him. He did this after school when he's supposed to be in a house with the doors locked. Chris wasn't there. So why would he go lay under somebody's vehicle when he had nothing to be afraid of? He could be in the house. No one's there. His mom's not there. Chris ain't there. Nobody's there to abuse him. I don't think that had anything to do with abuse. I think that, I just think that, Sebastian was not mentally capable of taking care of himself at all. Well, he's disappeared. So, why did Katie Proudfoot say he never left the house? I didn't hear her say that. I didn't hear her say that he didn't leave the house. I didn't hear her say that. Um, I heard some other stuff too. I've been hearing a lot. I got to go back. I'm going to have to, bring all of this stuff forward. I'm going to have to, I got a lot of research to do on this case and stuff, but I came in here tonight to actually for summer. I came in here tonight for summer to play out her, her little Christmas special, and the other missing kids too. I incorporate all of these children, on this channel when I do summer's videos and stuff. But, I was just really upset today because all of this, I talked with someone and all of this, I'm not going to say who I talked to because I don't know if it's okay with them to say who it was. I have to get their clarification. If they say it's okay for me to, you know, to bring them out, then I will. But, I talked with someone and it was very upsetting. It was for Christmas Eve, it was very, very upsetting to hear all these things. And this particular person loves this little boy. They want him found. They pray for him all the time. And, and all of these things are really hurting them. It's really hurting them. It's hard for me, to see another human so distraught over Sebastian's case, the person I was talking to. But, and they know everything. They have been really keeping up with everything. And you know, and they were just calling this stuff out, and a lot of it I did not know, I knew bits and pieces. Like I said, I'm keeping up with it, but I'm not researching it. I'm not, covering it. So, if I was covering it, like Quentin, we covered Quentin. I knew everything, every move on Quentin, everything. Kate, Kylie Romney. I knew everything about Kylie because we was, day one covering it. Sebastian, I was like you guys. I was just, I was keeping up with it. See if he gets found, what's going on here and there. I was getting bits and pieces, but I was not covering this child's case. I'm very sorry. I wasn't. Like I said, I started it. I started to. And I should have kept on. I should have kept on. I'm so sorry I didn't. I'm really sorry I didn't. I don't think it would have gotten this blowed out of proportion if we would have been, if we did like we did with Summer. Stop the lies when they started. Stop if we would have been calling it all out, keeping people in check. I don't think it had got this far, to be honest with you, but it did. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It's really disheartening. It's really disheartening, and it's something I got to step back and look at. It's something I got to step back and think about too. Um, because I don't know what's going on out here. Sometimes, sometimes you ask yourself, what is going on out here? You know, what's going on? Why is people supporting evil? Why is people doing stuff? Why does evil get so much support? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to get to Summer's video. I'm going to be playing it out now. Um, it's Christmas Eve. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Each and every last one of you. I want to wish a Merry Christmas. I want to thank you all for, being here supporting Christmas Eve, and you guys are here supporting these missing kids. God bless. God bless each and every one of us that are out here tonight doing what we're doing. This shows we really care. It shows we truly care about these missing kids, because a lot of people, they're busy, doing other things, but we're not. We're here and we're doing what needs to be done. Um, Seeking Truth, I appreciate your support for the channel tonight, sweetie. Seeking Truth, I appreciate it, hon. Again, Seeking Truth, I appreciate it, sweetheart. God bless. God bless. I appreciate the support for Summer's channel, especially on Christmas. On Christmas. God bless. And O'Sullivan, all right, I appreciate it. Super sticker. Amen. Santa's going to be jealous. Santa's going to be jealous tonight. He was banking on PG getting nothing. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna make sure I hang this on my stocking. I'm gonna hang it on my stocking. I appreciate it, Janet. I appreciate it, girl. I appreciate each and every one of you who supported Summer's channel tonight. God bless. God bless. And I appreciate everyone that's here supporting it with your presence. God bless. Um, Anyhow, PG's going to get out of here. I was planning on only coming in for like a little while and doing all of this. Um, PG, I think Chris Proudfoot was abusing him during that time. He possibly was. I don't know, but I don't know. It don't sound like it because he wasn't there. Katie wasn't there. Nobody was there. I don't think Chris Proudfoot knew he was under a car. I don't think so either. It was a whole lot going on that, you know, these were three people. Well, I don't blame Chris at all, because I don't blame Chris Proudfoot at all, because Sebastian was not his son. Sebastian belonged to Katie and Steph. These were the biological parents. And these two people should have been working together as one for their son. What I'm saying is, if Seth had a burner phone, he should have told Katie about it. He should have said, I got, Katie, Sebastian don't need to bring the phone you got him to my house, because when you bring him here, he's got his own. When he's here, he has one. Seth should have, and that way, the one stayed at Katie's house, the other one stayed at Seth's house, and they always knew where these phones were. It's very important to always know where the phones are with your child, especially a child like Sebastian. But they didn't work together. And now we got a phone and a child completely missing. And it sounds like, Seth wants to blame Katie, but we can't blame Katie when this child had access to a burner phone and outside people, right? That could have picked him up. And I mean, God only knows who got him. God only knows, who this child was corresponding with and who may have picked him up and took him away. I mean, the burner phone is a big thing now. That's a big thing. It's huge. It's huge, you guys. You know, it's huge. It makes a big difference now, a great big difference. So, you know, something we didn't know about before. And you know, or we overlooked it. We overlooked it. I don't know when that information came out, but I will by tomorrow. I will know. But anyway, I wanted to wish you guys the merriest Merry Christmas. God bless. You guys have a beautiful Christmas tomorrow. I will not be in tomorrow night. I'm taking Christmas off. I'm, you know, with my family, and I will not be in. But I hope everyone here has a beautiful Christmas. You know, if you don't have family, or anything, you know, I will be on Facebook tomorrow evening. I'm going to try to get on Facebook between the hours of probably, I'd say, 7 and 9. Just to, you know, if anyone is lonely, you want to talk or spend some time, I'd be more than glad to spend some time with you tomorrow evening. You know, if you're feeling lonely, hit PG up on Facebook. I'll make sure that I'm in there, you know, for anyone that just wants somebody to hang out with. I'll be there for you. I don't want anybody being alone on Christmas. So I will be in there. You know, I'm sorry, I won't be in here, but I will be over at Facebook. You know, I can chit chat with you through chat. I could even call you, or you could call me. And I'll be glad to spend some time with you. All right. So you guys have a very, very Merry Christmas. And I appreciate each and every one of you supporting the channel and doing all you do all through this year. You guys are awesome. I don't tell you enough, but you are. And my mods are awesome. You guys you're amazing. I don't think you know it, but you are. So let's get to Summer's video, her Christmas video for her and all the other missing kids. And listen, it's 3 songs. Please don't run away. It's 3 songs, 2 Christmas songs, and then a song to play out the end of the night. So please hang in here, and please take time to enjoy the video as we go out. Good night, everybody. God bless and much love.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The tidings we bring to you and your kid. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a